Hello everyone, welcome to today's video where today you can see we have the MEZCO 112 Collective Morbius. The Michael Morbius, everyone's favorite living vampire. So, yeah, it's no secret that MEZCO is my favorite toy brand. I love it. I love the amount of accessories they always give, and accessories are one of my favorite parts about action figures. I normally, with every MEZCO I've bought and gotten delivered, I like the articulation. I know there's some that don't have the best articulation, but in my opinion, you don't buy a MEZCO for the articulation. You buy it for the aesthetics, and you buy it for the kick-ass accessories. So this is all, the packaging. It shows all the accessories, product shots down at the bottom. You see dope-ass artwork. That artwork is some of the nicest artwork I've ever seen on a MEZCO box. I just love it. Like, just comparing it to, let's see. What MEZCO box do I have by? Constantine. Constantine has a dope-ass artwork. So does Morbius. I love Morbius's. And it's also a lot of a smaller box, which I like because it's easier to store. But I also like the big boxes. I can't sit here and act like I don't. So, yeah, I already have the figure out, and we'll take a look at him right now. Let me just grab the big guy, and here we have him. Michael Morbius. The MEZCO Michael Morbius. We have been waiting for this guy for a little while, not as long as some other figures. Looking at you, Snyderverse 3-pack. Oh, and I don't even like the Snyderverse, but for the people that do, I feel so bad for you guys having to wait that long. So straight out of the package, this is how he comes. He also comes with plastic right here, like covering the arms and the chest that I took off preemptively. And I'm assuming that's just to prevent bleeding from this onto the pale white skin. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to ride those up a little bit so you don't get them too low. But it's Morbius. You're always going to have him. You're not going to have him, no sleeves or anything, so. But if you do get a little crazy with the popped collar, then you might see bleeding in the future. We're just going to have to see. So this is a fairly classic-looking Morbius, I'd say. If you like Morbius, you know this look. This is his best look. But it's also MEZCO-fied. And people that collect MEZCO, or just know toys in general, know that means MEZCO like to add their own little flair. Like with the Moon Knight, they had a bunch of panel lining and stuff like that. I mean, I'm trying to think of some that have MEZCO-fied looks. Deadpool kind of does. Wolverine, not so much. But the past Wolverines do. But some things they just like to MEZCO-fy, especially their Batmans. And this guy, it would have just been a plain black suit if they didn't. They added a little. This is what I imagine, a texturing they would put on if they did a Venom. That's what I would imagine the texturing to be. And I don't know if Venom's necessarily a character that would work very well in MEZCO. But if they'd ever give us an Eddie Brock, that would be cool. We don't have, any really Eddie Brock figures. But, yeah, this is what he looks like. You can see all the texture work. I wouldn't necessarily call it. It's not cobwebbing, but it's it's goopy, like Venom, like I said. So, yeah. This is a fun figure, guys, and it's no secret that I love MEZCO, but this guy's fun. We're going to get an articulation first, because, yeah, let's just get into it. So you have a ball joint at the head, and you can look that far forward and bear the chin that deep, which isn't great, but for MEZCO, it's a pretty good head movement. It could also just be because it's fresh out of the package and everything, but I think that's the most it's going to move. It does have a ball joint down in the neck, too, from the neck down into the actual torso. But it doesn't really give you that much extra movement. But I think you get enough for Morbius, I think. And then for arms, oh yeah, you also get a tilt, obviously. But for arms, they go out very well. You can actually get it a little higher. And then you got a bicep swivel. You got double joints. You got a hinge and swivel at the wrist. And that's one thing I will say about MEZCO. They do the best hands, the best swappable parts you will ever get will be on a MEZCO. And they never get too loose or anything. Mezco's just perfect at that. And then it gets back pretty far. You know, it is a cloth goods suit, so it's not going to get as far as like a plastic one would, but forward that far. And then you can obviously twist, but like I said, cloth goods suit, so just be careful. You can kick the leg forward that far and then kick out that far, which is, I think that's better than the Mezco Spider-Man, OG Spider-Man. And then either one of them, either Miles or Peter. And then you got a double joint knee that kicks in that far. And then this is the part that impresses me the most. Actual, honest to God, ankle rocker in a Mezco. Like, good ankle rocker, too. Like, you can get that thing around. And Morbius is not my favorite Marvel character. I like Morbius, don't get me wrong. But he's not my favorite Marvel character. This might be my favorite Mezco figure, at least articulation-wise. Deadpool and Wolverine might give him a run for his money, but like, I think he's better than the Batman that I have. He's definitely better than Constantine, and don't get me wrong, I love Constantine. And then more than anything, he's better than my Moon Knight as well. I don't know if he's as good as he might be as good as the X-Force Deadpool, because that X-Force Deadpool can move. I turned it into a Red Hood custom, but that's just because I have the red Deadpool and I don't need an X-Force Deadpool. Well, in Mezco at least. And then for articulation, he also has a bendy wire at his little cape, I guess you'd call it. Well, not just one bendy wire. He has a bendy wire there, a bendy wire there, a bendy wire there, and a bendy wire there. So you can get that to move pretty well. The one thing that I wish it was at least swappable, so you could get it like wider, like a more big spread for when he's jumping in the sky and like swooshing down to attack some people. But other than that, I think he has a pretty good cape thing. Alright, so for accessories, we've got those primed and ready to go, I hope. So he comes with, as usual, it's a Mezco, so he comes with extra heads. So first he has a more angry head sculpt. Maybe when he's like chewing out Blade, calling him an asshole or whatever. And then he's got the wide flaring, you know, vampire head sculpt. Where he's about to attack some people. When he's about to morbid up. It's morbid time, guys. Hey, I paid $70 for this figure. I think I gotta make that reference one time. And then he's got these, like, gripping hand, or they're, like about to attack your hands. And then he's, like, reaching out, you know, typical vampire hands. Because he is the living vampire. And then on the last pair of hands he has are, like, a trigger finger hand. And you'll see what that comes with. And then, like, a gripping hand. He should have came with 2 of these. That is a criticism I will give it. He should have came with 2 of those. And then he also just, before we get to the last accessory, he comes with, all Mezco come with this really nice base and this really nice stand. Base is a little big, but I'm cool with it because they're always really nice looking. The stands are the best stands in the business. And then they always come with these for your accessories. They're little baggies like Figma does. And then you might be thinking he's pretty low on accessories, but he also comes with this thing. And this thing is really cool. So I have it taken out because I don't want to do that on camera. But I put the batteries in already, and you kind of got to take this out. Let me just do that, just so you know. This thing is a pain in the ass. I got to use tweezers to actually get it out, because you have to actually freaking pull the whole thing out just to turn the light up feature on. And I know people are going to want to see that, so it's just going to take me a couple seconds to pull this stupid thing out. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. And you get to see how long this takes on camera, because this is probably going to take you just as long. Unless you just never put it back in, but it kind of belongs in there. So that's what the case looks like on the outside. And yeah, it's a nice, this is very good for people that do dios and stuff, dioramas and shit. This is really good. I'm really glad to get this because I'm going to start doing dioramas and stuff in the future. And then for this is really what you get. It goes in the top slot, and then you just, I'm using tweezers, but there's a switch up there. Wait, did this not work? Okay, it was just weird. So then you got this, and this is like his like pop-up lab, basically. You got like a computer screen to doop 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 doop, and then you got some like a vial and like a flask, and then other smaller flasks and vials and test tubes and stuff. And then this is, I think you put blood in it to test it. Kind of looks like a like whatever blackjack table is that what it's called? I don't gamble, so I don't know. And then you also got, I believe this is the hemoglobin. It's for hemoglobins, and that's blood for those of you that don't know, because Morbius is a doctor. So this is for like he puts blood in it, and the direction is called a hematology analyzer. So yeah, it is for hemoglobins. All right, so that's cool. And you just kind of test blood with that, and that goes into here. Very nice. Well, it's not fitting in nicely right now, but that's where it goes. And then you have this pop-up little microscope. And I actually am going to have to look at the instructions to do it, I think. Because I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. Oh, wait, I think I did it first try, maybe. First try? Did I do it first try? No. Nah, yes, I did. Well, did I? Did I really? Yeah, I did. And then that's how you do this. You just fold it out. And this is, once again, if you're doing like a lab dio with like with Morbius and Doctor Strange and Reed Richards and Tony Stark, that's pretty cool. So you can actually get those all working up in there. And if you want to do a lab diorama. So, yeah, that's really cool, actually. And then the rest of it, you just got more miscellaneous stuff. This is all molded in, obviously. Can't take any of it out. It's for, like, surgery and blood analyzing and shit. And then the coolest tray in it is this. Now, it comes with, like, this, I don't know, a hammer? I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a wooden, it's definitely for killing vampires. It's got to be for killing vampires. But, like, you could use that for him. And then you got these stakes, and these are actually removable as well, but I don't want to lose them, so maybe I shouldn't remove them. I'll remove one of them. Maybe I won't. Okay, yeah, maybe I won't. Maybe? They're not even wanting to come out. These feel removable, but I don't know what these are really, so I'm not going to remove them. And then you have this gun, which is for like serums and stuff. It's called the serum gun, I believe. So you got that, and you could use that as just a regular, that looks like just, especially to people that don't know guns, that looks like just a regular revolver. You can just use that no matter how you want it. Because it calls it the serum gun. Maybe it means, maybe it's the serum is like killing the vampires. I don't know, because there's silver bullets in here too. If I could, I'll show it to you after I pull this dagger out. And then he also comes with this dagger. That's nice. And then we'll pop this all back in. And that's just what it looks like. And it's nice. You got these are probably more serums or whatever. Silver bullets, whatever these things are. And then they just all slide back in. That's why he seems kind of light on accessories. Because it all kind of fits in one nice place. And I'm going to need to figure out exactly how to put the thingy back in. The pop-up lab, like, little thing. And then you kind of just fold it all back up. Nice and good. And that's why he seems kind of light on accessories because they're basically all in here besides hands and heads. And then you just want to slide this back off. And then now it's off. And, you know, the light up accessory is nice and all. But I'm not 5, so I really don't care about light up accessories. They're nice. But if it's taking away from other stuff to cram electronics and shit, I don't really need that. But at least it's not hindering his, it's not something that hinders his articulation like the Cyclops or whatever. So we're going to get into size comparisons now. First, we're going to do the most obvious size comparison. We're going to do Blade. So we'll put Blade right here. We'll put his arms as far down as they'll go. I just took a look at this guy for a video. And yeah, it's okay. Blade should be bigger, but I'm sure the MEZCO Blade's bigger. And I plan on picking up the MEZCO Blade eventually. That's like $200. But I do plan on picking him up. And also MEZCO Punisher eventually, because those are my 2 holy grails of MEZCOs. And we'll do him, and then we'll get the best figure, probably one of the best figures I've ever owned. The Amazing Yamaguchi Moon Knight. And Moon Knight can be a little shorter, that's okay, especially because this is not... MEZCO runs a little taller than these brands, so I'm cool with that. And then next we're going to go MEZCO Wolverine, because they're the same brand, and he's a little shorter than Morbius. Not as much as I'd like. I hope that if MEZCO releases another Wolverine in the future, which after the one they just released, which I'm sure they will release another one in the future because Wolverine just prints money, I hope they get it down to more this size. Because I want a short MEZCO Wolverine that I can... Because I have more fun posing him than like any other Wolverine, as much fun as I like this. This is just my favorite Wolverine figure. So I just hope we get a good one. And then we have the Marvel Knights, Daredevil. And then we'll go the Renew Your Vows. Renew Your Vows. 2-pack Spider-Man. And that's pretty good. He's shorter than Morbius, and I always want Spider-Man to be short. Shorter. Not Wolverine short, but... And then we'll go one of his other... Well, the one I more associate with Midnight Suns. And then we're just going to go another MEZCO. Deadpool. And he's kind of leaning, but you can tell they're pretty good scale-wise. And this Deadpool is really good. I love this Deadpool figure. And then, just to do it, we're going to go Miles, Sentinel Toys Miles. And then we're going to go Black Suit Mafex Spidey. And while I grab another figure, y'all can look at them together. And I feel like everyone who collects action figures like I do, like, I'm not even that big into collecting as most people would be probably at the moment because I'm poor. I feel like everyone probably has at least a Mafex Spider-Man if they really collect. But if they only collect Marvel Legends, then I already had you covered on Marvel Legends with the because apparently most people like the not Amazing Family, the Renew Your Vows over the Amazing Fantasy, so most people probably own that. I think the Amazing Fantasy is a superior buck, but whatever. And then we also have the SH Figure Arts Naruto and the other Mafex Spider-Man. And yeah, guys, this guy is dope. I can't wait to pose this guy up with, I mean, for now it'll be this Blade, but can't wait to pose him up with an actual good Blade figure. That'll be nice. Ooh, maybe Amazing Yamaguchi will give us a good Blade. I would love that. But for now, I'll have to go with either the old MEZCO Blade or yeah, basically that, or the old Marvel Legends. But I don't know. I'm kind of getting Marvel Legends out with all these bad Marvel Legends that have been reviewed and released. But I think you guys will really like this figure if you like Morbius. And even if you don't like Morbius, he's a good figure. And that's another thing I will always say about MEZCO. Just the swappable parts. I already said that, but the head just brings it back. They're just so perfect. Also, one thing about this figure, he feels a little chalky. So just be careful with that, especially on the hands and the head. These parts don't feel as chalky, but these do. So, and then if you want to see the last head on him, this figure's just so great. And I got him for $70, which was about $15 cheaper. I got him for $70, like it's $15 cheaper from what I've seen him up on aftermarket. Well, not, I don't know if you really call it aftermarket yet, but on normally on eBay, I see him for like 80, 90 bucks. On Big Bag Toy Store, he's 85. I got this guy on eBay for $70. And it was one of the best, some of the best $70 I've ever spent. So, yeah, he's great. So, thanks for watching, guys. That was Morbius. Bye-bye.